I would say just general depth. I mean, you never have enough pitching, right? You need to be able to fortify, plan for injuries or a hiccup here and there. Same on the defensive side. Losing Hampson, Frazier, those kinds of guys to free agency. Somebody that can play infield, outfield, versatile. As you know, we like to use everybody. So just creating some depth and being open to any opportunities that come, especially on the offensive side. Well, I mean, I think we're going to stretch out Bubic again. He's been a starter. He adapted tremendously well to that reliever role last year. We couldn't have anticipated that, but all along the plan is for him to start. Clearly we really like Marsh. He came a long way last year. We would expect him to continue to grow. But those are the kinds of things that, we'll also stretch out Lynch and see where that goes. So, but you also have to fortify the bullpen too. So we're lucky that we have some guys that can do either.
Last summer, when I asked you if you were on the team in 2023 relative to talent level, you said yes. And I said, what about so far this year? Are you performing this talent? And you said you really couldn't press
Today.
How did your team perform?
I do. It's an interesting question, David, because I really think at times I was disappointed that we hadn't won more. When you look back and think of where we had been and to where we had finished the year, overall it was a huge positive, but I think we left some games out there. I thought our guys, especially with how well our starting pitching did, I thought we could have won a handful more games, but everybody can say that, right? You actually have to go out there and execute it. But overall, I would say it was very positive.
And so you think you're performing off your talent level?
I mean, I'm not saying that. I think we could have won some more games based on our talent level. I think there were some that I was disappointed that we didn't win a handful more games. I'm not as worried about having it be one person, but someone, that spot needs to be on base at a higher percentage than we were. So whether it's one person or a platoon, that doesn't matter to me. And I think our guys embrace the fact that it doesn't matter what spot they're hitting in the order, but the production of that spot needs to be better, and that's why JJ addressed it the way he did.
What do you like about competing against him in the last few years?
Well, watching him from the other side, the perception is this guy's a gamer. Like, he just gets after it, and that's what I liked as an opposing manager. And now, having talked to him a couple of times, it seems like it's even better than I could have hoped for. He's got a great attitude of whatever's going to help the team. I love the way that you guys have competed. I love the way you've put your team together. Like, showing that he's been paying attention to what's been going on with us as well. So his selflessness and everything we've heard about him as a teammate has been off the charts.
Curious about your perception of Bobby's base running. Obviously, he had some incredible season. What your perception of him is a base stealer? Is that an area that you can see him maybe getting more aggressive?
Absolutely, more efficient, aggressive. I'm not sure. I think depends on how he feels. Like, a lot of times people say, "Why isn't he going? Why isn't he going?" Well, he's playing 100. He played 161 games. There's a wear and tear on your body that takes. And to be playing a premium position at shortstop every day, there's some room to grow there. But also, I think he's putting in a lot of work. I know this offseason on his jumps, his reads, those kinds of things. I think that's where it lies. It's definitely not in speed. It's not in aggressiveness. It's just in learning pitchers and understanding how to get those jumps. I'm not sure exactly what you mean by the trickle-down effect, but we knew we weren't going to be in that market. So Well, the market develops itself, right? I mean, that's what those guys get paid, and if that's the price of doing business, then that's an issue that's far above my pay grade. But we have to be creative. We have to put the best 26 guys on a roster or the best 40 guys on a roster, not the best one or two. And I still think at the end of the day, you have a chance to compete against those guys. Soto's going to hit 4 to 5 times a night. Those are impactful at bats, but there's other ways to combat that with a full 26-man roster.
This year in Tampa, what are some of your most immediate short-term goals for this season?
Win as many games as we possibly can. I mean, our goals are going to be the same as they were last year, to win the division and win the World Series. I mean, we have a very competitive team. We have a team that can compete in a lot of different ways, pitching, defense, on the bases, but our goal is going to be to win the division.
So what about the first 3 months of the season? Do you have like short-term goals you want to achieve, quantitative or otherwise?
We're going to try to win every night. I mean, I don't know how short-term I can get past that. We're going to try to win the first game.
After a few years of the playoff format, you just went through it, getting in as a wild card. Do you kind of like it? Did it feel right? Do you like the playoff format as is? Anything you drew?
Yeah, I don't give a lot of thought to the big grand scheme of how it's laid out. I mean, I like to be in it. You know, I've been on the other side of that too. When I was with Tampa and we lost the 2 games in Cleveland in that wild card. It's tough. I mean, it's basically win or go home right out of the gate unless you win the division. So it puts a premium on winning the division. I think that's great. But I like the fact that it's expanded. Sorry to hear that. Yeah, he's an ultimate difference maker from top to bottom. Everybody's included. You know, I remember when he hired me, it was a feeling of that was the biggest decision they were going to make that winter, was hiring me as an assistant hitting coach. He has that ability to welcome people, teach people. You know, you're going to learn a lot just by watching him and listening to him. How to keep things light in the clubhouse, how to respect what the players go through every day, and how to include everybody, not be a micromanager, let your people work. And, you know, the other thing, when you watch him manage a game from February 15th to the end of October, he doesn't take a pitch off. You know, he sees everything, he addresses everything, he wants to win every pitch, every inning.
Was there a point in your playing career when you realized I want to manage somebody?
No, I mean, I always thought I would coach. Like, I didn't, even before I got into pro ball, I thought I would coach high school baseball or college baseball. So I always knew I wanted to coach, but I never had a point in my playing career where I was like, oh, I'm going to manage in the big leagues.
Do you think that your background actually influenced that at some point? I have basically managed right now. That has something to do with it.
I don't know. It's the only background I know. So, I mean, that is my background. But I think more so it's just being curious and asking good questions and understanding that you're going to learn a lot from everybody around you. Have we talked more about it? Not in depth yet, no. I mean, just talking to Jonathan a few times, you know, he tells me he gets reps at all, you know, second, short, and third all off season. He said he got some reps last spring in the outfield. You know, we've talked about Massey in season last year, whether he could possibly go to left if that helps his back. All those things are still up in the air. You know, we have not gotten face to face with those guys and addressed it yet. Well, I haven't gotten to know him. I don't want to say I've gotten to know him yet. I've had a couple conversations. They've been great. Like I said, I got a great first impression from him as a gamer, and if that's old school, then yeah.
And you see the catching split breaking down similar to what I just kind of saw between Freddie and Salvi, or tilted in one direction?
Well, if Salvi's our primary catcher, you know, the exact number, I don't really think that's important for us to go into the year. We have to take care of Salvi. You know, he puts a lot of wear and tear on his body. The really good thing for us is he's so good at first, and you know, it'll help him to play first. It'll help him to DH. It'll help keep Vinny off his feet a little bit. So the great part about it is Freddie could be a frontline catcher if it wasn't for Salvi. So we feel really good about the tandem.
Yeah, with the future in mind, have you seen what
Not. I saw him play in the fall league. I've seen him in spring training. Watched some video of him swinging the bat. I mean, he's very impressive.
Does it become obvious? Bobby Witt Jr. from here,
I've given a lot of thought to that because I don't know if Bobby was born or he was an infant when his dad retired. So it wasn't like he grew up in clubhouses. But to me, the way I've looked at it, it speaks just more to the parenting of his mom and dad. I mean, he's just a great person. They're really great people. I think it speaks to his upbringing, not necessarily that his dad ever played, because his dad doesn't walk around flaunting that he was a major league player. He's a humble guy just like Bobby is. Mike, he's going to play, a lot of third base. We've seen his versatility. He is the shortstop. If something were to happen to Bobby, he can play second. We put him in the outfield a couple times, and I know in the spring we'll just move him around, but primarily at third base. More at third, I would say, as of right now. Yeah. Well, we're gonna stretch him out. We're hoping that he starts. He's been a starter his whole career until last year, coming back from the injury. So that's where we see him. Yeah, that's a huge, question mark for us. I mean, he's worked so hard to get back. That's a really big surgery. He's doing great. So everything's positive. He'll have to build up, and hopefully he gets back to where he was prior. But that would be a huge boost for us. He will be ready for spring training, yes. I mean, as far as, there's so many variables in the spring. We got to be careful in the build-up and all that kind of stuff, but the hope is that he's healthy and ready to go. As far as being able to break as a starter, I would hope so, but I can't. There's so much medical involved in that I can't really say. That's it.